You talked about how you do not like New Year's resolutions.
92% of New Year's resolutions fail. And one of the reasons that they do fail is because... Welcome back to episode 27 of the Clean Kitchen Podcast. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kevin.
And Kevin.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of people post on social media about their New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But 92% of New Year's resolutions that people make fail.
A shockingly high number.
Very, very high.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about in this episode the top 5 reasons for why New Year's resolutions fail and how you can take each of those failures and turn them into success.
Oh, I love that.
Specifically, we're going to be talking about 4 rules that you need to implement into your life so we can achieve those goals and overall just have success in our lives.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what this podcast is all about, is making life better. And so that's what we're going to do today, specifically for New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But Kyle,
Yes.
on your story, maybe 2-3 days ago, you talked about how you do not like New Year's resolutions. Tell me more about why you don't like them.
Well, I just said it in the first sentence. 92% of New Year's resolutions fail. And one of the reasons that they do fail is because of how vague we make these resolutions. For example, the top New Year's resolutions that people have made for 2024 are the classic ones. Improve your fitness, so exercising.
Yeah.
Improve finances, maybe make more money. Improve mental health, which actually kind of surprised me that it was that high.
Yeah,
But
good
it's
to see.
Yeah, 36% of people said that they want to improve their mental health. And then 34% of people want to lose weight, of course, get in shape, lose weight. And then also 32% of people said they wanted to improve their diet. So focus on nutrition, which these are all great goals,
Yeah.
but they're so vague and they're not clear and there's not attainable objectives within these. It's just so broad.
Yep. The first thing I thought when I saw these is, well, first of all, people should be listening to this podcast more because we talk about all those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so share it with a friend. But seriously, we've talked about each of those, broken those down.
Yeah.
And what those are, like you said, are vague. And what we want to do is give you actionable steps on how to accomplish those. But you mentioned 5 reasons why New Year's resolutions fail. Let's dive into those.
Yeah, well, that's the first one right there. It's you're setting unrealistic goals. These are too vague, and we need to be a lot clearer with our goals. And that leads me into my second point, which is lack of planning. That's the second reason why most people fail their New Year's resolutions. They're not planning out a step-by-step guide to help them achieve that goal.
Yeah.
They're just setting one vague goal, and there's no real direction on how to actually achieve that goal.
Yeah. A lot of times when you're thinking about your quote-unquote New Year's resolutions, whatever it is, ask yourself how. Like, that should be the first question. You want to eat healthier? How am I going to do that? And then come up with an answer. Eat more beef. How are you going to eat more beef? Just keep asking yourself how until you continue to drill down.
Yep.
And that can start to help come up with more realistic goals there.
Exactly. And then the third reason why most New Year's resolutions fail is lack of motivation. You know, people have a lot of enthusiasm and they're excited in the new year to make these New Year's resolutions, these goals that they're making to improve their life. But a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, the motivation and the enthusiasm and the excitement wears off.
Yeah.
And then what?
Yeah, it's funny. Whenever you go to the gym, the first 2-3 weeks of the new year are packed.
Right.
So many people have put on their list that they want to go to the gym more. You give it a month or two, and it's like a quarter of the people.
Yeah.
People just don't stick with it. It's funny. We were talking about this podcast with our sister, Kristen, and she mentioned the common phrase, new year, new me. And people have this kind of renewed sense of wanting to accomplish things in the new year. And she almost framed it, which I thought was good, as new month, new me.
Yeah.
Like every month you should kind of have this same energy of what do you want to get done? What do you want to accomplish? Because if you're only doing it once a year, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I was surprised that she made that point. I was like, wow, that's a really good point,
Yeah.
Kristen. Yeah.
Yep.
Every month, almost act like it's a new year.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's much more doable that way, too.
It
in
is.
30-day increments as opposed to an entire year.
Right.
But yeah, once that motivation wears off, we go back to our old habits. The gym example. When the motivation wears off, you know what? I'm really not enjoying getting up early and going to the gym before work or going during my lunch or whatever. and the motivation wears off and you go back to your old habits and
Exactly.
then you never go to the gym.
Yep. That's why instead of just creating these small goals, we're gonna teach you how to make habits.
Yes.
which are key.
Yes. Stick around here.
Yeah.
We got 2 more reasons why New Year's resolutions fail, and then we'll start getting into the good stuff about how to turn those failures into success. So the 4th reason is lack of accountability. So if you're doing all of these things on your own, it can be very difficult. Without someone to share your goals and all of your progress with, it makes it easier to basically give up when you're faced with a certain challenge. So we'll get into this later, but try to find a support group with or other people with similar interests, so you can achieve these goals together instead of doing it on your own.
Yeah, when you're by yourself, no one's watching. It's easy to go back, like we said, to your bad habits, things that you're just more comfortable with. And so even like simple things you can do. Every meal you have to send a picture to a friend or something like that.
If you're trying to improve your
improve your
nutrition.
diet.
Yeah.
Little things
Yeah.
that we'll talk about are ways to almost enforce accountability.
Yeah. Social media.
Social
You wanna
media.
post your stuff on there.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
good things and bad things about social media,
That's
but
true.
we'll get into that.
Yep.
The fifth thing.
Fifth thing.
Is a lot of people have this mindset that it's all or nothing. And as soon as you come across, I mean, just like I mentioned in the last point, if you come across a challenge or some sort of setback, or maybe your goal was to consistently eat healthy, and then you have one off day, and then you're like, oh well, there goes that, and then you're off track for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I think we need to take away this all or nothing mindset and really just do the best we can and continue to put in the effort to achieve that goal, and not allow ourselves to break down and basically give up after one setback.
Yeah. You have to see it as a lesson learned. Why did you break whatever goal you had? What happened there, and how can you address that so maybe it doesn't happen again, or if it does, it's okay.
Exactly.
You're human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our dad told us probably years ago at this point, but I think about it all the time, and I tell people all the time, and people always tell me, oh, I love that. And I say, you win some and you learn some.
Yeah.
You don't lose.
Yeah.
So when something happens where you think you lost, take a second, think to yourself, no, I didn't lose. I learned. And what did I learn from this situation? And that's how I live my life, honestly, with whether it's work related or personal related or pickleball related.
Pickleball, everything.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely. Yep. If your goal is going to the gym, let's say, and you didn't go, why didn't you go? Did you stay up late the night before?
exactly.
You didn't want to go?
Exactly.
Or did you eat bad and you didn't feel well? What caused you to not want to go?
Yeah, it's almost getting to the root cause too.
Root cause.
Which we talk about all the time
Constantly.
for a different reason. But
Yep. Okay, let's do a quick recap then.
Okay.
So what have we learned so far is that 92% of New Year's resolutions fail, and the 5 most common reasons that they fail are 1, they're unrealistic, 2, a lack of planning, 3, waning motivation, 4, lack of accountability, and 5, it's an all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
Those are 5 reasons.
that sums it up.
Yeah. All right. Then let's jump into building better habits.
Yeah. How do we flip these failures and turn them into success?
Yeah. So there's a book many may have heard of called Atomic Habits. And this book is written by James Clear. It's a fantastic book. Highly recommend it. But within the book, he has these 4 laws of behavior change. And it's all about building up a system that allows you to accomplish what you want to accomplish rather than creating a finish line. An easy example is previous years, I've wanted to read more. And I set this goal for myself every year of reading 10 books. I've never accomplished that goal. And it feels horrible at the end of the year when you set a goal and you didn't get to that finish line. But even if I did, I don't even know if it's what I really wanted. So I talk about ways that we can improve that. But that's an example here of building a system rather than just creating a finish line.
Yeah, no, I love that idea of it's not about creating a finish line. It's more of about the process itself and the steps you take to achieve that overall goal, which obviously, yes, there's a finish line at the end, but it shouldn't just be about that finish line. And at the end of the day, why are you creating this goal or this resolution? Why are you doing this thing? It's to improve your life. So the idea behind all this is all good. It's you're looking to improve your life.
Yeah.
Whether that be mentally, physically, making more money.
Yeah.
Objectively, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Improving your life
Yeah.
in various ways.
Yeah.
Those 5 or 6 most common New Year's resolutions that we talked about at the beginning, those are all great things
Yes.
to focus on. People are setting good New Year's resolutions. It's just how do you accomplish them
Exactly.
realistically. Okay, so we're going to dive into our 4 rules here. We're going
rules.
to go one by one.
Okay.
So our first rule that we have is
I want to take a quick second here and thank you for listening to the Clean Kitchen Podcast. Kevin and I started this podcast in 2023, and we appreciate each and every one of you that listen to this podcast. And going into 2024, we got big plans. Big things are going to be happening. And we just want to take a second to thank you, whether this is the first episode you're listening to or the 20th episode you're listening to. We appreciate your support. And the only way we continue to grow is if you share this information, which we think is very, very helpful with your friends, with your family, with people that you think can benefit from this information. So please share this episode or any of our previous episodes with friends, family, or someone you think could benefit from this information. Don't forget, new episodes every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave a rating or review on Apple or Spotify. That is also how we reach more people. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your continued support. And we are very excited for 2024.
So our first rule that we have is make it obvious. Make it obvious. Whatever goal it is that you want to accomplish, you need to make it extremely obvious that goal is right in front of you. An example here is a concept called habit stacking.
Yes.
You ever heard of that?
I have heard of this.
It's when you know you're already going to do something in your day that happens hopefully every day or however often you want to accomplish that goal, and you just stack that new habit on top of it. So an easy example here is a couple of years ago, I wanted to journal more. I had read a lot about it, the benefits of it, had never done it, and I told myself I'm going to make time for journaling. That is not a good New Year's resolution goal. Make time for journaling.
Right. Too vague.
Way too vague.
Getting back to that the first point.
Exactly.
It's too vague.
Yes. There's no planning. There's no nothing there.
Yes.
Which it's in itself is okay. You can improve on that. So how am I gonna journal more? Well, I'm gonna tie it to something that I do every day. And at that time, make my bed every single morning.
Yeah.
So after I'd make my bed, I had my journal on my nightstand, and I'd sit down on the bed and take 5 minutes and journal. It was the most effective thing I've ever done. I journaled every day that year, and it was already tied to something that I was doing. It made it way easier to accomplish that goal.
Yeah, it's almost like a signal to your brain. It's like when I do this, when I make my bed, I'm going to journal. And it's as easy as that.
Yes.
And once you do it, for a month or two, it definitely becomes a habit, and you continue to do it throughout the year. So I love that. I also have an example of something that I started to do a few months ago, but it's also something that I want to continue into the new year. And it's also a habit stacking example. So every morning I make my coffee with my French press. And when you put the coffee in, you put the water in, you have to let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes. And I thought it was probably the first or second time I actually made the coffee, I had this idea, and it was to do deep breathing exercises while I wait for that coffee to brew. Earlier in the year, I did a lot of meditation and breathing exercises and things like that, and I loved it, and it improved my life and my health, in my opinion. But I got lazy with it, and I stopped doing it. So it's something that I wanted to implement again. So I thought, how can I make this super easy on myself to continue doing this again? And it was, well, I'm already going to be standing there for 4 or 5 minutes while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew. Why don't I implement it then?
Yeah.
And then we'll see what it leads to.
Yep. I love that example. It's fantastic. Every morning you have your coffee or your tea, whatever it is, but you have those 5 uninterrupted minutes to accomplish something. And honestly, you could do a variety of things that you can get done during that time. You can go get ready or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you're choosing
Go do
that
10
time.
pull-ups.
Go do 10 pull-ups.
Yeah.
You're choosing those 5 minutes to set up a new habit for yourself, not just a finish line goal.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that is our first rule.
So that was obvious.
Make it
First
obvious.
rule is make it obvious.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly right. What is our second rule that we have?
Our second rule here is going to be attractive. So make it attractive. So, and we hinted at this earlier, but an example of this is join a culture or a group with the same desired behavior as you. And I think you have an example for this.
Yeah. So when a lot of people, they want to set out New Year's resolutions, maybe they want to learn about something, find a new passion that they have. And so they'll create their New Year's resolution as learn about X passion. For me, as an example, last year I really wanted to learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain. That was my kind of New Year's resolution, my goal. That's a broad, vague goal.
Yeah.
There's not much there, once again. And so in order to make it more attractive, what you can do is find a group of people that you can discuss this goal with. It can be in person, it can be virtually through social media, but you have to make it attractive in some way. For me, making it attractive meant putting my thoughts out there through social media and getting feedback from others. I wasn't right every time, I wasn't wrong every time, but I was learning because I was forced to put my thoughts out there. And I found this community by doing so where I can get feedback and learn. And it made it way more fun to learn because I had people to share it with.
Right.
That's one way that you can make your goal attractive.
Yeah. You learn more. The more you collaborate, the more you learn.
Yes.
You always have stuff to learn from other people.
Right.
I guess my example of that would be, and I keep talking about it, but recently I've been playing a lot of pickleball.
Yeah.
And I've been going to these public courts a few miles from my apartment, and I've got to know, a bunch of different people there, and it's just great being able to share a fun hobby that you have with someone else. And when I go there, I'm getting better. I'm in a way collaborating with these people, playing with these people, and I'm getting better at the sport. I'm learning new things every single time I go. So I think finding some sort of support group or just a group of people that share similar interests as you, I think is extremely powerful when it comes to achieving a New Year's resolution.
Yes, absolutely. As you're talking about that, what I'm thinking about is one of the most common New Year's resolutions we saw was fitness. And for a lot of people, going to the gym is not fun. It's overwhelming. It's scary. Lifting weights can be a bit fearful, I guess.
Yeah, especially if there's people in there that are lifting huge amounts of weights. So you're like, I can't do that. Maybe you don't know what exercises to do. It's very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming. A way you can make it attractive is by doing something fun as you work out. Pickleball is a great example.
Yeah.
Pickleball is a great workout.
I hate running.
Yeah.
But I love playing pickleball.
Yes.
And I run when I'm playing pickleball.
Yes, you're getting your workout by making your workout attractive through pickleball. So find ways, whether it's pickleball, whether it's tennis, whatever it is, find attractive, fun ways to accomplish your goals.
That's a great point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is the second rule is make it attractive.
Okay. So first rule.
Yep. Make it obvious.
Make it obvious. Second rule, make it attractive.
Yep.
What is the third rule, Kevin?
The third rule is make it easy. Make it
I like that.
easy. Yes. This is all about reducing friction, reducing the number of steps it takes to accomplish whatever it is that your goal is. So going back to the fitness example, a lot of times people want to start working out in the new year, and working out usually means going to the gym. In order to reduce the amount of steps it takes for you to wake up and go to the gym in the morning, you can do a simple thing like laying out your clothes that you're going to wear the night before, getting everything ready, fill up your water bottle. All you have to do in the morning is wake up, change, and go. You're ready to go.
You don't have to think about it.
Don't have to think about it. You're making it easy for your future self to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish there. An example here, a quote-unquote bad New Year's resolution might be something like go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
That's not really...
Or a few times a week.
A few times a week, yeah. Make it easier for you. Maybe your New Year's resolution goal is go to the gym once this year. And you go, and maybe you like it. Maybe it's something that you actually enjoy, and you start to want to go to the gym rather than feeling like you have to go to the gym.
So if someone's New Year's resolution is, we'll say, put on more muscle. I want to put on more muscle. Can we break that down? How would someone go about doing that?
Yeah. So
using these rules that we're talking about here.
Yeah, let's walk through it. So how do you put on muscle? How does anyone put on muscle?
Go to the gym.
Going to the gym. Okay.
And lifting weights, I guess, would be more specific.
That's true.
Lifting weights.
Yep. So you could go to the gym, or you could buy some sort of equipment to have at home. Easier to probably go to the gym. So let's go down that route.
Okay.
There. So what do you do at the gym to put on muscle? You lift weights, right? I guess I said that. And from there, how do you get yourself from maybe, let's say you've never lifted weights before. How do you take yourself from never lifting weights to going to the gym and lifting weights?
Probably have to learn
Probably have to learn a
which
little bit.
weights to lift.
Yeah. Yes.
So-
a little bit of research is
YouTube.
probably involved. YouTube.
Free.
Yeah. Absolutely free.
You find some exercises on YouTube.
Yep. The other thing is just go. I think just go once. Like just go.
Just show up.
Yeah, just show up at the gym. Everyone knows about curls. That's an easy one to get started
Yeah.
with. Grab 5-10 pounds and do 10 curls and walk out of the gym. Like as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
Do 10 curls and walk out of the gym.
Yeah.
And you've started gaining muscle
Yeah.
right there.
So just almost get into the habit of just going to the gym.
Yes.
Not going for an hour.
No.
Go for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Make it like absurdly, crazily easy.
Mm-hmm.
Make it easy.
Yeah.
Go do 10 curls.
I like that.
Yeah. Just get started.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then that
That's
compound.
where you start.
Yeah. There's this within the Atomic Habits book, there's this concept that he really refers back to quite frequently about tiny habits compound. Something again our dad likes to talk about is like compounding interest.
Yeah.
You can compound habits too. Like going to the gym once for 2 minutes, then it becomes 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And eventually you want to be at the gym because you're having fun, you're getting stronger, you're seeing progress.
Yeah.
Tiny habits compound.
Yeah. I like that. And I think that's a key part of this as well. When you start to see the progress that you're making, that's almost extra motivation for you that may have worn off, or maybe it was about to wear off or something. And then you see the motivation, you see yourself losing weight, you see yourself gaining more muscle, you see yourself, starting to eat a lot better, and then you start to feel better. So yeah, it's just a key. I think that's a key part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is. And it almost leads us perfectly into our last rule.
Oh, I didn't even plan
Yeah.
that. I swear.
Yeah. What's our fourth rule?
Our fourth rule is make it satisfying. A lot of people, me as well, like to-do lists. Every single night, mostly every single night.
Yep.
I will sit on my computer or my phone and I will write a to-do list of everything I want to get done the next day. Work-related, personal-related, errand-related, like literally anything.
Yeah.
I'll write it all down. I'll try to get all of it done. And that is very satisfying, checking off all of those things on my phone. I think it's like a to-do app or something. And similarly, you can do something similar with your New Year's resolutions or these daily habits that you're implementing into your life by creating a tracker and then scratching it off or turning it green once you do that activity.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Another good example
Satisfying.
here, very satisfying, is if your goal is saving money. First, maybe like your goal is to save $100 a week, $100 a month, whatever it might be. The first thing I'd say is break that down even less. Like save $1. Save $1 this month.
Yeah.
And put that in your savings account. Make it easy. Again, same kind of idea.
Yeah.
But then also make it satisfying. Maybe you get like a big calendar or something, and every week you save your gold amount. You get to like color that calendar green.
Yeah.
If you don't, it gets colored red.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is a common area where people would start to fail. It's like, oh, I didn't get it. All or nothing mentality. It's over.
Right.
But hopefully what you can see now by making it satisfying is that the next week you can get back to your green colored in week.
Yeah.
So make it satisfying for you. However that is, you have to understand what motivates you. Yeah. If it's something like checking off a to-do list, then use that to your advantage.
Right. Yeah. I guess it's individual specific.
Yeah.
What you enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah, and getting back to that, like if you make a day red or whatever, you didn't achieve whatever you wanted to, also think why wasn't I able to achieve that goal? What did you learn from that?
Yep.
And then take that on to the next and make it green.
Yeah. For me, one of the habits that I want to implement in 2024 is working out more at home. I find that when I go to the gym, I am extremely effective. It's like I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to work out. And I always do what I need to there. But I like to work out at home too. I like the idea of working out at home, I think. But I've never been very good at it. And so what I did this year is I asked for kettlebells for Christmas. And I got some. And it's almost like a new toy that you have that you can play with that will make it more satisfying for me to work out at home because I have something new to do.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm going to implement this year. And I want to make that a habit where working out at home becomes fun for me.
Yeah. An overall theme of what I'm seeing here is make it fun and
Yeah.
make it easy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's exactly
And
right.
think small. I know you want to think big and think, okay, what big things do I want to achieve this year? But yes, you can think about those things, but almost keep them in the back of your mind and start small and start easy and start fun.
Absolutely. Break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down to like an absurdly small amount.
Yeah.
Almost that it's like comical.
Yeah.
How small it is. So those are our 4 goals. Just quick recap.
Okay.
We've got make it obvious,
Make it obvious.
make it easy,
Easy.
make it satisfying,
Really satisfying.
and
And
make it attractive.
make it attractive.
Those are our 4 goals, our 4 laws here, I guess, that we have to accomplish those New Year's resolutions, those New Year's habits that you want to implement into your life. And then the beauty of these 4 laws, I think, too, is you can inverse them. So let's say you're trying to break a bad habit. Let's say you at night, you tend to snack on junk food. I've certainly done that before.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our first goal, or our first law, was make it obvious. You put it right in front of your face. Let's inverse that. Make it invisible. Make it so hard to find the junk food in your house that you can't do it.
Or just don't buy it.
Don't buy it. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
times,
that's so true.
yeah. If sometimes my wife will buy like candy or something when it's like the Halloween or Christmas, and the candy stays on the counter. I don't really enjoy candy, but if it's on the counter, I eat it because it's obvious. It's right there.
Yeah.
But if there's no candy, I never go looking for candy. I'm not
Right.
going to go buy it
Right.
at all.
Right.
So make it invisible. Make it like completely out of sight, or best case, just don't buy it at
Right.
all is what you can do there.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
So you can do that for all 4 of these rules.
So just inverse them.
Inverse them.
Take it the opposite way if you want to break a bad habit.
Yes,
Okay?
exactly.
I love that.
Yep.
I'm going to implement that.
Yeah.
For sure.
The 4 laws are so
Yeah,
versatile.
Yeah. I'm going to read this book too. Okay. So this is great.
Yep.
I think there's only one appropriate way we end this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast and what I do is all about nutrition and eating healthier. So if someone's New Year's resolution is to eat healthier or eat better, where do they begin?
Yeah. Let's say that's my goal. You
Okay.
coach me through this.
Okay.
My goal is to eat healthier.
Eat healthier. So everyone's going to have different starting points. Someone's starting point may be researching and learning about health and nutrition before they even get started. And you could even argue that the starting point is, yes, you do have to learn some things, but it's really just eating real whole foods. So I like starting with that, eating real whole foods. For you, I'd say 1 time a week, make a meal that includes all real whole foods. And you're not adding anything from a processed food, or even if it has an ingredient list,
Yeah.
don't incorporate it into that meal, and try to do that once a week.
Yeah.
So an example of this would be, a meal that I eat all the time, beef
Yep.
and maybe some zucchini,
Yep.
or a banana, or an apple, or just real whole foods.
Eggs.
Eggs.
Things that chicken. Things that where you look at the ingredient, like you said, look at
Yeah.
the ingredients list. It's 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, I guess single ingredient products is what I'm going for here.
Yep.
Start there, one time a week. Once you do that, go to two times a week.
Yeah.
2 meals for the entire week. 3, 4, 5. If you keep doing it, and if you miss a week and you don't get it, don't be hard on yourself. Don't throw away everything you've accomplished and go back to what you were doing before. Use it as a learning opportunity. Why did you fail? Maybe you weren't prepared. That's probably the main reason. You weren't prepared. You didn't have the food on hand, and you went and got McDonald's.
Yep. To tie it back to just with one of our laws, make it satisfying. My wife and I, we wanted to make pasta one night, and we used only real ingredients. We used eggs and flour to make this pasta, but it was fun. We made it satisfying.
Yeah.
And you can do little things like that make it more enjoyable to
Yeah.
consume these real whole foods.
Yeah. And also make it foods that you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
If you are like me and you love beef and fruit, eat beef and fruit.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying. It's pretty fun to make, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to make.
Easy. Yeah. Make it easy.
Yeah. So that's where I'd start.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great place to start.
And then maybe if you want to go to the next level and you say, Kyle, I already do that. What else do you have for me? Go an entire day eating real whole foods and nothing with more than one ingredient. See if you can do that.
Yeah.
That's a good challenge.
That is a good challenge. I like that. A whole day. And then what if you can do that? If you're an expert now,
Go to 2.
2 days. I love that. Just baby steps.
Baby steps. That's
Yeah.
what we just learned throughout this
Yeah.
entire podcast.
Yep.
Small, simple baby steps. Make it fun. Make it easy.
Yeah.
Make it satisfying.
Yeah. Accomplish your goals this year.
Accomplish your goals.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this was very helpful. This was honestly helpful for me.
Yeah, me too.
I have now an idea of almost a roadmap and step-by-step list of kind of how to accomplish the goals that I want to accomplish in 2024. So
I love it.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. Way to end the old year,
Yeah.
2023.
2024 is going to be a good year.
It is.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Yeah.
good about it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling real good. All right. I think that's going to do it.
That's it.
For this episode of the Clean Kitchen Podcast. This has been an amazing year. And thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your support. And we will see you in 2024 with episode 28.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.